Hello. Do I only have one student online at the moment?
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Let's wait. Let's give them just a few minutes.
All right.
We're expecting at least there's 20 registered, so let's see if we come online in the next minutes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's just wait one more minute. See who else joins in.
All right.
Okay, guys, we are waiting for 20 students, but we're just gonna start with 5 and then just let them keep joining while we're in progress. So would you guys please be so kind to turn on your cameras and mute your microphones, please? Thank you. I would like to see you guys' face, not a bunch of screens with names. Thank you. Okay, so there's more people joining. Thank you, guys. I'm just still waiting for the other people to turn on their cameras, please. Cameras on and microphones on mute, please. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's start. Well, it's really nice to see you guys today. My name is Lorena Salido. I'll be your teacher for this course, and I'm really happy to have this opportunity and to share my knowledge with you guys. So I hope you're having a really nice afternoon. I know that you guys are in Colima, am I right? Okay, I hope that the weather is nice and that you have been having a really good day. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Let's see, well, I've been a teacher for over 12 years, maybe more, I'm not exactly sure, but I started when I was 18. I decided that I wanted to teach English as a foreign language. And as most of us, I started teaching children. That's how I started learning. And eventually I realized that even though I enjoyed teaching younger students, I much rather interact with an older crowd, since when we teach children, we mostly have to deal with parents. So I'd rather deal with adults who are responsible for their own choices. And if you didn't turn in your homework or did well on your exams, well, that was your responsibility, not the teacher's, not the teacher's fault. Okay, I am a major in journalism, but I have a lot of preparation and a lot of experience with teaching English as a second language, and as well as I have a lot of experience as a journalist. Mostly my experience is as a journalist. Yeah, I am 40 years old, and I have a beautiful daughter who's 5 and is already in the same school as I went to, and she's learning English, and hopefully she'll want to teach when she grows older. Okay, so I see 4 people. There's somebody else trying to join. Okay, just hold on 1 second. Let me admit all these people over here. Admit all. There you go. Okay. Good. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, I am learning. Okay, sorry about that. I'm still learning a few things about Zoom. Okay, so this week's course is the ETC teaching. We're going to be learning about, it's a certification to standardize teachers and have a specific training for you guys as teachers for English as a foreign or second language, okay? It's going to be 60 hours long, and it's going to be divided in 3 sections. The first section is based on grammar. We're going to understand the base of the language. Section 2 is based on planning, methodologies, classroom management, and assessment. And finally, in section 3, we're going to work on continuous improvement. Okay. So you guys have all the material, and I'm going to be helping you guys with some of the same material that we're going to see in the class, but as a presentation. Since it's a long, the books are long, the ones that you were giving to study, and we only have 60 hours. I chose a few subjects that we're going to see together, and you're going to have the responsibility to check all this material yourself to be able to present a test, okay, to check how well you manage and you know, became familiarized with this knowledge, okay? The people that just joined, would you be so kind, please, to turn on your camera and mute your microphone? And another thing, I tend to speak English really quickly, same as Spanish. If by any chance I'm going way too fast and you guys need a pause, or you just need me to stop, please let me know. I understand. Just, okay? Don't be embarrassed to say, teacher, just a little bit slower. Okay? Thank you, guys. If anybody of you would like to say something, would like to just say something brief about yourself, I'm going to give you a few minutes. Who would like to start? Okay, well, I see that Natalie has her microphone unmuted, so Natalie is going to start. Hi, Natalie.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Lara, and today I'm working. I'm in the school. I'm in the Valentin Gomez Farias. It's here is in Cuauhtémoc, Colima.
Okay.
And today is my, I was a little bit like in recess. I'm a kind of nervous because they called me just in the morning about this meeting, and I was not prepared. And that's all.
Okay, don't worry, don't worry. It's not that stressful. It will be flowing and it's easy and you guys have enough material to be prepared. And if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to ask. So nice meeting you, Natalie.
Thank
Who's
you very
next?
much.
Alejandro has his microphone unmuted. Alejandro, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, as you can see, my name is Alejandro, and I work with teenagers. But I have some questions. You recently mentioned some materials, and I would like to know which materials are we going to use? What or which materials?
I know that you were sent 3 PDF documents.
I just
That's-
got one.
You just have one? Okay,
Yeah.
let me check that because they were sent to me as well, and there were 3 different materials, but I'm gonna check that with my coordinator. But at least you guys need to have the one that's named section 1 for the moment. For this a day, and let's see what's I'm gonna check that and let's see what's
Yeah,
what
thank you.
happened.
I would appreciate it if you or someone could send those documents or
Mhm.
materials in the WhatsApp chat.
Sure.
Please.
Yeah. No worries. Okay, Alejandro, so you work with teenagers. Is there anything else you would like to add about yourself?
I don't know what to say.
How long have you been teaching?
Oh, I've been teaching there like for 4 years ago.
Okay,
I started working there, but I've been teaching like for maybe 7, 8 years.
okay. Mhm.
Before that, I was working on in a college. It was Campo Verde,
Mhm.
and some others private school, and that's it.
Good. Okay, well,
I've
thank
been
you,
working.
Alejandro. Nice meeting
Thank-
you.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next? Okay, I can see that somebody's having a lot of difficulties. Who would like to go next? Nobody?
Hi, Lorena.
Hi.
My name is Eduardo Rodriguez Fuentes. I have been teaching since 2004, and I have a bachelor's degree in foreign language, specifically in English.
Mhm.
And right now I'm working in Proni program here in Colima. I'm working with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders in the morning as well as in the afternoon.
Okay.
You said that we should have some materials the same as Alejandro. I have the same problem.
Okay, I'm gonna check that.
And also, how many hours do we have to spend in this course?
It's 60 hours. With
60.
me. Yeah, this week it's 3 hours for Monday through Friday. 3 hours.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna check that information about the material. Maybe it's just one longer PDF document and mine was sent in 3 different parts. I'm not exactly sure. I will check that information for you
Okay,
guys and I'll
thank
let
you so
know as
much.
soon as I find that out. So nice
Okay.
meeting you, Eduardo. Anybody else would like to speak? How about Marco, who was the first one to join?
Hi, my name is Marco, and I've been teaching English since 2013. But I got my base in 2016,
Mhm.
and I was working in Manzanillo for 2000. Was 6 years, like 6 years, no, 7 years. But I moved onto school Rafael Briceño here in Colima because I had to.
Okay.
So I'm living here and I had some difficulties to get there, Manzanillo.
Mhm.
I was working in Justo Sierra, but I'm so happy to be here, to be working here. I'm closer to my family and I feel so comfortable here.
Oh, that's good. Marco, do you teach children or do you teach teenagers or adults?
I teach children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. My blessing to you all.
Okay.
I really enjoyed working with children, but I'd rather work with adults. Evidently. Okay, thank you, Marco. Nice meeting you. Cynthia? I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Cynthia. I know that you have your microphone unmuted, but for some reason I can't hear you. Yeah, I don't think your microphone is working. Okay. Okay, well, that's fine. If you can figure out what's wrong with it, then let us know and I'll give you a few seconds to get to know you. Yeah, it's not working. I can't hear you. Okay, well, that's okay, Cynthia. It's nice to meet you and nice to have you here. And let's see if we can get to know a little bit more about you a little bit later in class. And finally, Paola, would you be so kind to turn your camera on, please? And would you like to do a small introduction for us? Paola, can you hear us? Okay, Paola's not answering. And Dalia is connecting to audio. Okay, guys, well, we can continue with this presentation a little bit later. Let's start with the good stuff. You guys ready? Let me just let me do just some small checking over here. And let me share you my screen. Have you guys checked the Oxford Education website with all this entire program? Do you guys have access to the website? Okay, so have you seen the introduction videos and stuff? No? Well, I'm still gonna play them for you guys, okay? So just on 1 second and let me share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen or can you see me? Okay, good. 1 second. So here's just a small introduction on the course.
Hi, and welcome to the English Teaching Qualifications course. The objective of this course is to provide a certificate for English as a foreign language teachers by being an assessment of your qualifications for teaching English as a foreign language. We include cutting-edge methodologies for this changing and globalized world. This ETQC aims to certificate and standardize the professional development of EFL teachers with equity and inclusion. This course is aimed for teachers and in-training teachers who want to certify their qualifications as well as their abilities. The course consists of 3 sections, just as the exam, and it is divided in 60 hours. The first section is about the basis for English as a foreign language teacher, the use of English and grammar. The second section is about teaching planning methodologies, classroom management, and assessment. And our third section is cutting edge and continuous improvement. You're going to be able to practice, see some of the theory, read about it, and do some activities that are going to help you standardize all of your qualifications. So we hope you enjoy.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions?
Yes, me.
Sure.
I am participating in both courses, but this one I didn't answer the diagnostic exam.
Okay,
Because I don't have the access. I don't know where is it. What is the password and the username, you know? So I'm wondering if you can help me with that.
okay, let me ask my coordinator. Hold on 1 second.
I tried to
Alejandro,
find,
what is your last name?
my last name is Campos Casillas.
Alejandro Campos Casillas.
Ajá.
No tienes acceso, ¿verdad?
Nope.
No hiciste el examen, ¿verdad? Para ver el nivel o qué fue lo que...
Ajá, no hice ese examen, solamente fue para el otro curso, el OTCC. Para ese sí lo hice, pero para este no.
Ok, déjame, no tiene. Ok, ya le envié el mensaje. Ahorita te respondo, pero puedes ver mi pantalla, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Okay, so we will continue. Let me go to the first section. So our first section, we're going to start with this very important manage is, first of all, to be able to teach English. We don't only have to know how to teach, but you have to know the base of the language and you have to be experts in the language. Students can't tell if we don't. And we do tend to lose a little bit of power if they see that we do not dominate the subject that we are teaching, especially teenagers. So in that manner, we're going to start. We have different subjects here in our first section, which would be lexis and vocabulary, the grammar structure, phonology and phonetics, reading comprehension, skills development assessment, writing skills development and assessment, listening skills development and assessment, and speaking skills development and assessment. So all of these subjects are very important. I can imagine if you have done the TOEFL exam in the past, or if you have applied this exam to any of your students, you know that it is divided in all these different types of sections, and they challenge and they assess how well you dominate listening to the language, speaking the language, writing the language, and how much you know about grammar. So we do need to have complete knowledge of these conversations, especially since students tend to ask us, like, why do I don't know, like, why do adjectives go before nouns or whatever? We do need to explain these situations. So before we continue with the other sections of our course that we'll talk about how to teach and how to standardize our teaching, we need to make sure that we understand and that we know the basis of the language, okay? So let's start with lexis and vocabulary. I'm gonna play you a short video.
Hi,
Oh, sorry.
welcome to section 1, Basis for English as a Foreign Language Teacher, the use of English language and grammar. Our first topic is lexis and vocabulary. Our second one is the grammar structure. Topic 3 is phonology and phonetics. Our topic 4 is reading comprehension, skills development and assessment. Topic 5, writing skills development and assessment. Topic 6, listening skills development and assessment. And topic 7, speaking skills development and assessment. You're going to have some resources, aids, and a practice test. Please go ahead and look at all the videos, presentations, read about them, and start doing the worksheets, okay? With some of them, you're going to be able to write down on a white piece of paper and send us a picture. In other activities, you're going to be able to answer right on here. And well, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send us a message right here through the platform.
Great. Okay, guys. Do you guys have any questions? Nope. Okay. So I said a lot of things that were mentioned in the video. I'm being a little bit redundant because people are still joining, okay, guys? And still, it's very important to know that we are going to be asking you guys to send evidence. Some of the activities I will ask you, sorry, to send me to my email images or documents, depending. And some of the activities will be filled in on the platform. But we do need to send evidence of your involvement in the class. Okay. So let's start. The basis for English as a foreign language teacher is the use of English, the language, and the grammar. We have lexis and vocabulary. I'm not going to play all the videos, okay, guys? What is the difference between vocabulary and lexis? What do some authors say about both terms? Let's revise some of the definitions. The vocabulary is defined as the words that make up a language. All of the words that are known and used by a person. Words that are related to a particular subject. This is according to the dictionary Merriam-Webster from 2015. According to Lees and Noonan in 2005, the vocabulary is the collection of words that an individual knows. And on the other hand, according to Barcraft, Sunderman, and Schmidt on their 2011 paper, they define lexis as the term from an ancient Greek word, which refers to all the words in a language, the entire vocabulary of a language. The lexis, it's not only the words, it includes the derivations of the words, such as the prefixes, the suffixes, the lexical sets, and the collocations. Several linguists have proposed the importance of putting lexis, not grammar, at the center of the classroom to help learners develop their ability to use English for real communication. 4 aspects that teacher must develop to make an impact when teaching lexis, according to Cody, is to mix the personal experience of a teacher, which would be their own learning experiences, their knowledge, which would be the teacher's knowledge of the research in the field, the teacher's metacognitive attitude towards learning the vocabulary, which would refer to the attitude of the professor, and the teaching experience this person has, which would be the effect of experiences gained throughout the teaching. Furthermore, Hunt and Bengler present a systematic framework to teaching and learning lexis. We have incidental learning, which is lexis acquired through reading and listening. We have explicit instruction, which is lexis taught directly. And we have independent strategy development, which is used for learners to become autonomous. We have, I know that you can see here some of the other responses some of the students have given us. I would like to show them to you because it's a little bit a simpler way to understand what's the difference between each. So, according to Mara Garcia, incidental learning would mean that somebody who learns historical facts while watching TV show or entertainment. And explicit instruction would be when the teacher shows kids how to start and succeed on a task. For example, the activities we do in class and when you follow instructions. He or she also gives kids or other kinds of students plenty of feedback and chances to practice. And the independent strategy development would mean when students find and collect information and carry out investigation projects. As a mom and as a teacher for a very long time, I've admired, especially younger students, their ability to learn language and facts, not only from what we as teachers share with them in class, but how they are able to grasp words and knowledge, especially pop culture and things that we do not learn when we are teaching the grammatically correct English. For example, I don't know if you have experienced students that say, oh, well, my English has been learned because I have been listening to a lot of songs. Or I learned this because I like to watch TV and I like to watch the TV with subtitles in English and with the subtitles underneath, sometimes in Spanish, sometimes in English, but that way I learned a lot of things, and I've learned most of the language, and I understand, but I'm not, maybe I can understand what they're saying, but I have a problem communicating it verbally or written, or I understand the words, but I don't know the grammar, etc. So we're having a few different, I'm sorry, let me just admit these people. A few different examples of how students can be able to learn about the language, okay? So let me forward this a little bit long. Did you guys understand the difference between lexis and vocabulary?
Yes.
Okay, would you please be so kind to explain what you understood?
Okay, well, what I understand is vocabulary are those words that has a meaning, like nouns, adjectives, and lexic could be everything that, how to say this word? All the different sounds that compounds the item.
Okay. Anybody else would like to share something? You guys are awfully quiet.
Okay,
Nope. Okay, thank
there
you.
says that vocabulary is just a small part of lexis, and lexis is the probably could be the parts of the speech included there, and everything that you said it that there are prepositions, adverbs, and everything.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else that would like to add something?
Maybe vocabulary helps lexis to extend. You can get several words from different sources, and you can extend your lexis. That could be the difference.
So. You're kind of in it, but a little bit. Yeah, I do need to correct some of the things. I think this would be one of the best explanations over here. The one, can you see my screen still? Yes, okay, there's
Yes.
one from MD Cedric, and he says that vocabulary is a group of words that a person knows and uses to communicate. It's part of the language. And the lexis is the whole vocabulary that belongs to the language and includes its derivations. If you remember, we mentioned something about prefixes, suffixes, etc., etc., etc. So if we speak about the language we're familiar with, which would be Spanish, we could be talking a little bit about Greek etymology. So how are words formed? And if you add a prefix or a suffix, how that word changes. Okay. Okay, any questions? They're very similar, so don't be too stressed out about this. It's just understanding that words are complex and they might easily change if you add or if you remove parts of them, their meaning might change. Okay, so as a very important notice, vocabulary and lexis are often used as synonyms through lexis. Although lexis is a broader term that includes words, the derivation of the words, and the group of words. Lexis is an indispensable component in language acquisition. Example of vocabulary. What is select the correct definition for the word strange. Letter A says it's unusual or surprising. Letter B, it's normal or familiar. Or letter C is seen before. Who would like to answer that?
For me, it's letter A.
Letter A.
Letter A. Let's see.
I'm agree.
Exactly. Strange is something that's unusual and surprising. So that's very easy for us. Example of a synonym. What is not a synonym for the word amazing? We have astonishing, which would be letter A, surprising, which would be letter B, or awful, letter C.
Letters.
Awful.
Also,
Letter C.
Synonym is something that is the same. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not-
I did not read the
not a
not.
synonym.
That's
It's not
fine.
a synonym. Says
Yeah.
there.
That's my bad. I did not see the not. So yes. Letter C. Everybody says letter C, right? Good job. Easy. So let's say an example of a prefix. Which of this one is the correct prefix for the negative of happy? Are we A, dishappy?
Unhappy.
B, unhappy, exactly. And letter
Letter
C,
B.
unhappy, exactly. Letter B, prefixes, pre, which would mean before, un, which would mean not, miss, which would mean wrong or bad, and re, which would mean again. The
Okay.
prefixes are added before the root word, and this would make a completely new word. They would change the definition of the word that we already have completely. Any questions so far? Let's go to the next part. Suffixes, which is the complete opposite, sorry, of a prefix. Which one is the correct suffix for the adjective of love? Is it lovely, lovely, or
Letter A.
lovely?
Letter A, lovely.
Letter A, lovely. Everybody else agree?
Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Awesome. Very good, guys. Example of a collocation. Select the correct verb to complete the following sentence. Do you need to make a phone call? Do you need to do a phone call? Or do you need to realize a phone call?
To make.
Which would be the right
Make.
verb.
To
Sorry?
make. Letter A.
Letter A. Does everybody agree with letter A? Is there anybody else that wants to say another letter? Anybody else?
Something is wrong with your internet, or that's mine. I don't know. It's cutting a little bit down.
Does anybody else have any issues with my
be-
video?
No.
Oh,
okay.
sorry, could be mine. Sorry.
Oh, it's
Let me
okay,
check.
don't worry. If you guys have any questions or anything to let me know, I'm here. Don't hesitate. Anybody else have a different answer for letter A? Do we all agree? It's
Agree.
letter A.
I agree.
Does anybody else, or sorry, does anybody know why it's letter A, why the correct verb is make?
Because it's a common expression, no? They used to use it like that, no? I need to make a phone call.
Anybody else? Does anybody know the difference between the verbs make and do?
I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it's
Okay.
like make has like we use make for special things and do for another ones, but I don't know. I can tell you. I can't
Okay,
remember.
there's for different things. Anybody else that knows when do we use make and when do we use do?
Well, actually make is for create something that it doesn't exist, and do is to solve something that is already there, but you need to, in some way you need to solve it, like homework or housekeeping.
Exactly. You do exercise. It's something that you perform with your body. And you make a phone ball because it never existed and you're creating it. Even though it's not something that's tangible, you're still creating something. Excellent. Thank you very much. Who is that? I don't have, since I'm sharing my screen, I don't get to see you all. So
I'm sorry, I'm driving. I'm coming back from job.
Oh, it's okay. I just wanted to see who gave us the right answer. So who said that? Because I don't.
I did.
Oh,
I don't
thank
know if
you.
You can see me. I'm driving.
Yes, I can. I just couldn't see the screen that showed me your name. What is your name?
Jasmine.
Hasmin. Thank you, Hasmin. Very good. I'm sorry. You can keep driving, don't worry. Very good. Example of lexical sets. Let's choose the correct answer. Hold on 1 second, I'm still admitting people. My grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins are my couple, my relatives, or my friends.
Relatives.
Relatives.
Exactly, very good.
Relatives.
All relatives, very good. They're not couple, they're my couple. We're talking about something in plural and couple would be singular. And they're not my friends, they're my relatives, which is part of my family. Very good. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay, let's see what our coordinator has to say here.
So how are you doing? Have you learned more about lexis and vocabulary? Let's start with an exercise. You're going to see the instructions in the next page, and it consists of 5 parts. Okay, the first one is that you're going to be given cards with letters, and you're going to order them to make a word or as many words as you can with the letters that you're given. You're going to see worksheet with a lot of letters. So what you're going to do is that you're going to respect the amount of letters that you have there and only those letters to write as many as you can on the next exercise. Okay, so just look at them and continue so that you are able to write them down.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. Let me zoom out this video. Okay, so there are different exercises. We're going to start with the first one, which would be worksheet number 1. Write down as many words as possible. Use the only the letters given and do not exceed. You can repeat the letters from one word to another, but not the same word. If you don't have enough words, if you have enough to repeat, go for it. Guys, have any questions?
This is an activity that we should present to you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please. I'm going to ask you to do this individually. And you're going to write them here. Not all of you have this, right? Well, if you don't have access yet to the platform, you can write them down. And then you can write them on the platform and just send them to me. Okay, let me leave this here for you guys. And you're going to do this individually. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. Is that okay? Somebody say yes or no.
All right.
Thank you.
10 minutes to do this?
Yeah, it's just a short activity.
Well, I think it's too much time, but it's okay.
Okay. If you do end up, if you end before those 10 minutes, let me know and we can shorten the time. Why can I not make this bigger? If you guys are done before the 10 minutes, let me know, please.
Could you change
I'm so
the
sorry.
image, please?
Sure, I was trying to
Thank you.
roll call without interrupting you guys. Sorry about that. Hold on 1 second. There you go. Can you see the boxes again? Perfect. Three more minutes, guys, okay? Anybody done? Okay, guys, time's up. Let's see what you guys could come up with. Let me. Okay, who would like to start and share with us the words they found? Nobody. Should I assign someone? Dalia, would you like to share some of your words? But your microphone was, is it working now? There you go.
I think I don't know if I don't I understand the instruction.
Mhm.
I just write down words.
Okay, yeah, that's what we wanted. Mhm.
Pen, can, bed, bread, meet, read, again, agree, announce, delay, forget, hear, head, hand, key, color, boat, boot, zipper, jump, cue, ride, man, woman, and giraffe.
Okay, good. Very good. Yep, that's exactly what you wanted. We just wanted you guys to find any words that you could form with all these letters. Somebody else would like to share?
Okay, I got a world, animal, political, topic, home, believe, nice, pencil, business, apple, talk, grammar, zoo, week, January, Monday, dog, hour, soul, silence, read, listen, be right back, Germany, London, GMO.
Good. You guys came up with a lot of words. One more person that would like to share? Anybody else? Marco?
Me.
I got, ah,
It's
wants
okay.
to
Go
speak?
ahead.
Okay. Well, I wrote our, glow, sun, blur, us, me, fall, fail, quo, great, well, mole, create, peel, from, jam, song, bubbles, hi, hello, no, huge, fly, full, through, throw, mom, and dad.
Just one
I don't
thing
know
that
if
I did not have a chance to check because you guys mentioned your answers a little bit quickly. Make sure that you did not use this. You may repeat the letters from one word to another, but you may not repeat the letter in the same word. So when you write down your answers in the platform, just make sure that you check that little issue, okay? Any questions?
okay.
Guys, any questions?
Oh, thank you.
Let's go to to worksheet number 3. Prefix and suffix. We're going to write the letter of the correct match next to each problem. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to answer this individually. It's really simple, and then we're going to check it together. If you guys have any questions with the meaning of the words, let me know. Are you guys done? Or you still need a few more minutes? Okay. There's one more minute left. If you guys are not done, that's okay. We're going to check it together. Okay, guys, don't worry if you're not finished. Let's do this together. Who would like to give me the answer for number 1?
Government.
Government, very good. So government is letter,
1.
I'm sorry, what?
One is F.
Letter F, very good. Number 2, who would like to give me the answer for number 2?
F. Government. Number 2.
Impossible.
Impossible, very good. Number 2 is letter
J.
J, thank you. Who would like to do number 3? Nobody has
Letter
number. Yeah, go ahead.
E. Letter E.
Postage.
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 Let's see, number 3. Okay, number 4. Would like to do number 4?
H, extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial, very good. Letter H. Number 5. Full.
Full.
Anybody know the answer for number 5?
No.
Nobody has number 5?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's say, how about forgetful? Letter C. I'm entering this with you guys. I haven't checked the answers. Number 6, auto.
Biography. Letter A.
Letter A, autobiography. Number 7, over.
Cook.
Over.
Letter
Uh-huh.
G.
Letter G, very good. Number 8, hood.
Childhood. Childhood.
Childhood.
Childhood. Letter
A.
I.
I.
Letter I, very good. Number 9, dumb.
Able.
Unable.
D.
D, able, nope.
Sorry.
Well, at least that doesn't sound to me. Anybody else has another answer?
Letter
No.
B.
Boredom.
I go for boredom as well. Number 9 is letter B.
Boredom.
And number 10,
Possible.
that would be impossible.
Able. Letter D.
Able.
Unable.
Unable.
Forget. Unable.
Unable, letter D.
Unforget.
So let's check the answers. I did it with you guys. I could have made a mistake. Let's see. Where are the answers? Hey, where are the answers?
Too fast.
Sorry, they didn't give us the answers. They
You
didn't
did.
give us the answers. Let's see. Why didn't they give us the answers? How does this work? Okay, guys, I have no idea. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see if we're right. So number one was letter F. I'm going to do this with you guys. This platform's a little different again. Letter J, letter E, letter H. Yeah, F, J, E, H. Sorry, that would be here. And then we would have letter C, A, G, A, G, I, B, and D. I, B, and D. There you go.
I got 4 mistakes.
For mistakes, that's fine. That's fine. It's just learning vocabulary. There are certain rules to use the suffixes and the prefixes. It depends. It's just learning them. Good job, guys. You did see this, right? That we do have all the correct answers.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next part. Grammar structure. This is my favorite part. I like grammar. Okay, let's go watch your video.
Awesome. So let's continue now with grammar structure. What is grammar? It is the set of rules that explain how words are used in a language. Grammar is the way that a language ought to be used. And linguistics describe this idea as prescriptive grammar. So let's go on and read about it. Let's see some of the way of describing the structure of sentences with different parts of speech, like nouns, articles, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, pronouns, and conjunctions. Please go on with each of the definitions and examples.
Very good, guys. Are you guys fond of grammar?
Awesome. So let's continue.
Or do you hate it?
It's not on my favorite part of grammar. I'm
How about-
honest.
Yeah. Most people don't like it. How about grammar in Spanish?
Neither.
I love grammar in Spanish, but not in English.
I understand. I am a little grammar monster myself. If you guys joined a little bit later in our program, I told you guys that I have been a teacher for years, but I'm also a journalist. And I majored in, well, not majored, but I focused my studies in written journalism. So I have an addiction to grammar. I have to take care of my grammar when I write in both languages. So I like teaching grammar. I know most people don't like it, and I'm that little annoying person that's always correcting. Well, I try not to do that anymore because I learned people don't like it, but I tend to be the person that wrong preposition, it's not on, it's in, or things like that. Just but as a teacher, you have to learn grammar. Yes. Maybe not be an expert because it's a lot of material. And of course it's so much that we might forget the rules. Sometimes students ask us like, teacher, but why this way? Why is it structured this way? And it might be a little bit hard to explain, but at least as teachers, we have to be sure that we are using the grammar correctly, even if sometimes it's a little bit hard to explain. It's best to understand, well, it's because of this and this and this. But if that doesn't work, you always have well, this is the correct way. I will explain this to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, guys, before we continue, do you guys have any questions or anything you would like to add?
No.
Okay. Hello to all the people that are just joining us. We are about to start the second subject in section 1, which would be grammar. So grammar.
Sorry,
Huh?
sorry, teacher.
Oh,
I
it's
have
okay.
a question.
Sure, go ahead.
This course is for the OTCC.
This is ETC.
It's because they don't send me the email of the OTCC, and I don't know why.
Okay, you know what you can do, guys, because some people are lacking some of the material. Please, I'm going to ask you guys if you can write down in the chat those people that are missing that material, and maybe just write your complete name and maybe add an email address so that I can get in touch with you, or let my coordinator know that you guys are in need of that information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else has something to add or a question?
No.
Okay, so let's go ahead. So grammar is defined by Merriam-Webster as the set of rules that explain how words are used in a language. Grammar is the way that a language ought to be used.
Mhm.
Linguistics describe this idea as prescriptive grammar. One way of describing, so sorry about that. One way of describing the structure of sentences is with parts of the speech. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts of speech that are basic for speaking almost all of the languages in the world. Okay, so we have nouns, which I'm pretty sure you guys all are familiar with, but let's just go in a little bit into the definition and examples. Nouns are words that are used to refer to people, things, animals, and places. We have nouns, regular nouns, which would be to talk about these things. And we also have the proper nouns, which would be the name that we give to these people, things, animals, and places. For example, mom, palm, dog, and school are regular nouns. But Kevin is a proper noun. That would be the name of a man or a boy. I don't know, maybe you have a dog and the dog's name is Fido. Fido is the proper noun. Any questions with nouns?
No.
Good. Next, we have the articles. The articles are words used with nouns to specify the noun that is being mentioned. For example, a, and, the, etc. And we do understand that a is for words that start with a consonant and an is for words that start with vowels, right? A, book, and apple. Questions?
No.
Adjectives, words used to describe a noun, which would be big, beautiful, smart, etc. Very important note. In English, adjectives always, 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 always go before the noun, and they do not have a plural form. So we cannot say the pretty girls. It's the pretty girls, period. And we do not say the girl's pretty. We say the girl pretty. Sorry, sorry, the pretty girl. So sorry. So sorry, my bad. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so next we go to the verbs. Verbs are words that are used to refer to actions and states of being. We have the verb to be, which is the most irregular verb in the English language. We have, which can be also used as an auxiliary verb. And other verbs like action verbs could be walk and eat. So these are all actions and things that are performed. Next, we have the adverbs, which are words used to describe the actions, these verbs. States or events. What is the difference between adverbs and adjectives? Basically, that adjectives describe nouns and adverbs describe verbs.
The actions. Adverbs.
Actions, exactly. States, etc. And adverbs can go behind the verb. For example, we have fast. How did that person run? They ran fast. how does that person feel? Sorry, how did that person live? Oh, well, he lived happily ever after. When did that happen? That happened yesterday. That's a time act. Prepositions. Prepositions are words that provide information about time, place, and connections with things, actions, and people. Prepositions of place, prepositions of time, a lot of prepositions. For example, with, by, on, at, in. You guys do know the rules about in, on, at, right?
Yes. Yes.
Let's see, who can tell me? When we're talking about a year, do we use in, on, or at?
In a year.
Yep. In 2022, very good. Thank you. Who, Nancy, you're the one that's giving us the answers, right?
Yes, it's me.
Thank you, Nancy. Somebody
Welcome.
else besides Nancy, which is very participative, and I love that. But I want somebody else to tell me, when do you use, what do you use, sorry, for months or days? Sorry, days. Let's go with days.
On.
On, exactly. Let's go with days. So you use on Monday.
On Tuesday.
And the last one, very easy. What do you use for hours?
At.
Thank you. Very good.
4 o'clock.
Exactly. What do you use for a specific address? A very specific address. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 North South Street.
At.
What do you use for a complete street?
On.
And what do you use for a city?
In.
Exactly. Very good. Of course, there are exceptions, but if you can see, there are, it's a little bit of a, like a, can I? It's a little bit of a triangle thingy that would show us at is more specific, on is a little bit broader, and in is for the biggest, for the things that would embark bigger things. Very good. Pronouns. Lots of types of pronouns as well. Pronouns are words used instead of noun phrases, usually used to refer to a person or thing previously mentioned. We have proper nouns, possessive pronouns, and so many other kinds of pronouns that I cannot remember at this moment, but some example of our pronouns are he, themselves, it, you, etc. And finally,
Pronouns.
sorry, go ahead.
Object pronouns.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. For some reason, it blurred from my brain. And conjunctions, finally, are words that make connections and show relationships between events. And, because, but, when, etc. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay. So in the case of the English language, the grammatical word order for sentences is the following. We start the sentence with an article, followed by an adjective. If there is an adjective, it's not obligatory. We have a noun, which would be necessary. We do have to have a subject in our sentence. And finally, we have a verb. If a sentence is in a different order, it will be considered as ungrammatical, and it might not be well understood. For example, a grammatical sentence would be, the little girl runs. The would be our article, little, adjective, noun would be girl, and the verb would be runs. If we change that form, that order, and we would do something like girl, little runs, that would not make any sense. Okay? And this would be the active voice. There's some other thing that's known as a passive voice, which is not that commonly used, and it changes a little bit, the order of our sentences a little bit, but this is the basic and the most important and the most common. There are other grammatical aspects, such as verb tenses, that need to be in a certain way to express an idea well. Who loves their verbs? Who loves irregular verbs? Nobody said anything. Yes, verbs are complicated. And I think it might be one of the toughest parts of the English language to teach to students, especially since we go deeper into the most advanced levels. But once you get to understand all of them, I think they end up being fun. When you get to memorize all the irregular verbs, then everything else is easy. So we have instructions over here. Unscramble the words to make a sentence.
Okay.
Yeah. I was checking this earlier and did not understand. Where are the words that are scrambled? Let's just skip this. Oh, okay, now I get it. They're trying to, okay. They're going to the passive voice. I didn't understand what was going on. Okay, let's just skip this part. Do you guys have any questions about conjunctions and adverbs? Nope. No questions?
No.
Okay.
No,
Let's
just
go
a
to-
lot of homework.
Just a lot of what?
Homework.
A lot of homework to do.
Okay, let's start with the exercises.
Are you ready for the exercise? Okay. The aim of this exercise is for participants to see different activities that are used when teaching grammar. Also, participants are going to be able to use the concepts seen in this topic. On the worksheet number 4, you're going to be given some words in cards, and you have to order the words in order to make sentences. Then you're going to say which verb tense is used in the sentence that you just formed. Also, participants are going to change the sentence to 2 different tenses. You can change adverbs, prepositions, among others. For example, she works on Saturday would be your first sentence, and you can change it to she is working today. Each participant is going to share the sentence, and the rest are going to say the tenses of these sentences. If you're working individually, please make sure you say all the tenses for each of your sentences you wrote. Okay, and at the end, I would like to know how you felt during these activities, and you can share your observations, comments, or any ideas that you have that will help you teach grammar effectively.
Very good, guys. Let's go to the first exercise. We have a worksheet over here with different kinds of words, okay? I will lower that in a second. So this is aimed for all the participants to see different activities that are used when teaching grammar, okay? So all participants will also use these concepts seen in the topic. This is a 15-minute long exercise. It might be a little bit shorter if you guys finish a little bit earlier. Participants will be given cards with words. That's the thing that's underneath with the worksheet number 4. And you guys have to put the words in order to make a sentence, okay? After you make that sentence, you will say which verb tense is used in the sentence that you formed. You will change the sentence to 2 different tenses, and you may change the adverbs, prepositions, among others, okay? For example, you can say she works on Saturday and just change it to she is working today. But you have to specify what tense you are speaking in. Each participant will share their sentences, and the rest have to say the tenses of the sentences. Participants will discuss how they felt doing the activities and share any observations, comments, or ideas to teach the grammar. In order for you guys to work, I would like to see you guys work in teams. Let me see. I'm not sure how you do this over here. So I know there's rooms. but I'm not really sure how you form that. Do you guys know how to do that? Breakout rooms, okay. Do you guys know each other, or should I just assign you randomly? Nope, nobody knows. Okay, so we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're gonna do 3 groups of 3. Before we start, do you guys have any questions? No? Okay, so let me.
No.
Oh, did somebody else join? Okay, so breakout rooms. I'm going to create 3 breakout rooms and assign automatically. So in room number 1, we're going to have Alejandro, Eduardo, and Marco. Room number 2, we're going to have Cynthia, JR, which is Jasmine, right? And Natalie. And in room number 3, we're going to have Dalia and Nancy.
Okay.
There you go. I just sent you the invitation. Any questions?
Who is my partner?
Dalia, you have Nancy.
Okay.
And let me show you the screen. Can you guys see the Oxford screen? Second. Okay, so here are your words. We're missing Dalia. Nancy, you're by yourself, right? Dalia. I think that you haven't joined room number 3.
Oh, sorry, my computer is having problems.
Oh, okay.
So I have to leave this room.
I think it sends you an invitation and you just have to accept it. There you go. Dalia, something happened?
We finish with the 9 sentence. It's
Excellent.
okay?
Yeah, perfect. Very good. Let me check how the other people are working. Dalia, who was your teammate?
Just Nancy and me.
Nancy, okay. Thank you. Room number 2, are you finished? Cynthia, Jasmine, and Natalie? Okay. How are you girls doing? Natalie and Jasmine? Are you guys,
Not too.
I can't, Natalie, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm leaving my school, but I don't have internet.
Oh, okay,
And they're going to close the school.
I understand.
Yes, and I don't know what to do.
Okay.
But we participate,
Mhm.
and where's the other girl?
I think the on your group was Dalia, Nancy, and Natalie.
Oh
She-
yeah, yeah.
She went out.
Yeah, I think that the internet might not be working.
Yeah, Cynthia said that our first sentences
Mhm.
was she works on Sundays,
Mhm.
but it's her participation and she leaves.
And she left. Okay.
Yes.
So did you girls get the chance to do more sentences?
No, because everybody leaves the school and
Okay.
I was working with I left work to my classmates, but everyone was closing the classrooms, and they tell me that they need to close the school.
Yes, I understand. Don't worry, I understand. Just make sure that if when you get the chance later on today or tomorrow that you fill in this exercise in your account for Oxford Education. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, let me
Excellent.
go check the other room and see how those guys are doing because we need
Okay.
to move on with the next exercise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So could I get back to the main room, or I should stay
No,
here?
you just stay there and let me go check the other break room. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
Not so good.
You're doing not so good. What happened?
Well, because we don't have the worksheet.
Okay, you don't have, you
Um,
could not see the worksheet. I left the I'm so sorry. None of you have the worksheet. Okay. Well, I said I left a message on the chat and I said, because I spoke to the coordinator and she asked me to tell you guys to get in touch with her with Rosalba Salcido. And she will give you that material and direct you to your account and everything that you need to go online and have all this material if you don't have it.
I received it.
Mhm.
I received it, but I can share this with my
You can
with my
share it?
partners.
Okay.
when I want to share it, a message is on the screen. It says
Oh.
only the host can share.
Yeah, I
So-
understand. So you cannot get a screenshot from the worksheet number 4.
I can what?
Can you get a screenshot? Un pantallazo.
Okay.
Can you guys try to get a screenshot so that you can do this work later on today or tomorrow morning and that you don't get behind?
No, I don't have time.
Sorry.
I work in the morning as well as in the afternoon, so, and I need to deliver my monthly inform, so.
Well, I understand, but if you don't, I think that you still got when does this thing get checked? I think if you have all the week to fill in this exercises, I'm not sure exactly when you have to present the exam. So maybe if you don't have a chance today, or
December 7th.
tomorrow. Yeah, but you do need to finish these exercises sometime during the day. So just if you don't, so that you don't waste more time and you don't get behind, try to get a screenshot. Can you get a screenshot from the worksheet?
I could try, I could do it, but I need you to share the screen so
It's
I can see it.
Okay,
I don't have.
okay, so
Which one is?
I'm going to go back. I'm going to break out the breakout rooms so that we all are in the same screen. Some of the girls got a chance to do the exercise and we're going to have them share what they did, and you guys can get the screenshot and work on it later. Okay,
Okay, so just one last question.
sure.
So I just have to wait so someone can send me my password and username.
No, please get in touch with Rosalba Salcido.
By which who's Rosalba, or how can I get in touch?
Let me give you her email. I'm going to write it down in the chat.
Yeah, please.
Rosalba. 1 second.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let me go back to the screen so we can continue the exercise because we do have more work to go. Breakout room.
Okay.
Okay, close all the rooms. See you in the main one. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
I cannot see the.
One second, calm down. Hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, let me share my screen again with the exercise. This one over here. Okay, so this is worksheet number 4. If you don't have access to your platform yet, just take this screenshot so that you can do these exercises later, okay? I'm talking specifically to you guys that you didn't have this material. And now, I want the room number 3, was it, that got to do 9 sentences? Dalia and Nancy, right? Thank you, girls. Could you guys share your sentences, please? Is it only you there, Dalia, or is Nancy still there? Oh, there you are, Nancy. I can see you.
Nancy is here, yes.
Okay. Can you share them, please?
Yes, number 1 is the girl plays the piano. Number 2, children are noisy, cute, and lovely.
Okay, before we continue, what tense would be the first sentence?
Simple present.
Simple present. Very good. Continue.
And children are noisy, cute, and lovely.
Very good.
Also, simple present.
Very good.
I drink coffee every morning. It's simple present. My daughter's name is Laura Lynn. Is simple present. I was working at the office. Past continuous. It was a piece of cake. Is simple past. Have you ever visited another country? Is present perfect.
Present perfect progressive. Oh, no. You're right,
No.
you're right. No. Present perfect.
Number 8, I was driving when he called. And the first part is past continuous, and the other is simple past.
Mhm.
And he said the sun is yellow is simple present.
Very good. Those were very easy sentences. Guys, do you guys have any questions? Alejandro, Eduardo, and Marco, do you have any question?
I don't think I don't have it.
No,
Okay.
no
So
questions.
so you, Dalia and Nancy had the chance to order the sentence correctly. The other part, you're going to have to do this on your own because we have to continue with the subject. Remember that you have to change the sentence to other 2 different tenses. So we did mostly simple present, simple past, and a few past progressive, etc. But please, when you're at home and you're doing this exercise by yourself, try to do these sentences into different tenses and specify it, okay? Thank you very much. Let's go ahead with the next part. And we're not going to do phonology and phonetics here. You're going to do this on your own. We are going to go with let me go. There you go. Reading comprehension skills. Let's go with the video.
All right, so let's continue with the reading comprehension skills development and assessment. What is reading comprehension? It is one of the 4 language skills that language learners must develop to be proficient in the target language. There are 3 main skills: skimming, scanning, and reading for detailed information. Knowing the difference between these 3 is very important. Skimming is when the readers want to get the general idea of the text. Scanning is when they want to find a specific concept or idea. And whenever they read for detailed information, learners must read carefully and pay attention to each word from the text. Also, this is good for whenever you want to produce or continue with critical thinking. So after teaching those skills, teachers can assess learners in different ways. Go ahead and read the next slides so that you can see some of the ideas in order to do this.
Do you guys enjoy reading? Who enjoys reading in English? English literature.
I enjoy reading all kind of lectures, but the exam lectures are very tricky.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. They are different kinds of levels, and sometimes reading in a foreign language, even if we are, even our own language, sometimes it might be really hard to understand. Does anybody else enjoy reading in English?
I enjoy reading in English.
Okay. Alejandro, what do you like to read?
I really like to read like novels
Mm-hmm.
and some like suspense text readings.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, I think.
Which would be your favorite novel?
That one. Well, my favorite book is that is about a slave. Its title is 100 Slavery. I'm not really sure. Sorry.
100 Years of Slavery?
Yeah, 100 Years of Slavery. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that is not a novel, but I really like it.
Okay. Nancy said that she also like to read. I wanted to ask her, but I think her internet stopped working for a second. Nancy, I didn't get the chance to ask you, what do you like to, what is a favorite novel of yours or a piece of literature that you would like to share with us that you enjoyed reading? Can you hear me, Nancy? Okay, let's wait.
Do you mean me, Jasmine?
Was it you, Jasmine,
Yes, I said that.
oh, I'm so sorry. I
the-
thought it was Nancy. But
well, I like a lot of books, but the one I love most is Zigzag. It's from Spain, the author, and it's very, I don't know, it's fiction, but it's nice. All the time you start reading, and from the beginning to the end, you can just not stop reading. It's very, very, I don't know how to say it, but it makes you feel like you're there, and makes you stress and make you think what will happen if it happened to me. And it's for physics, quantic physics, and it's but you can understand even when it is a topic that is for scientifics. It's very, very nice to read it, and you can understand it, and you can get inside and involved on everything it says.
okay. Okay, I haven't heard of that one. Okay, I'll share it with a second. I personally enjoy reading. I focused my studies as a journalist on magazines. So I mostly read magazines, and I have to read a lot of newspaper articles. I read a lot. So when it gets the time to enjoy reading something that is not in a newspaper or a piece of news, it's hard because I'm tired of reading. So, but lately I've been trying to focus on reading for fun and reading novels, and I was reading, oh damn it, what's the name in English? I'm not exactly sure, but if you would translate it, it would be the dancer in Auschwitz, or the Auschwitz dancer, ballerina. Yeah, that would be the book that I'm currently reading. It's in Spanish. I haven't actually read in English, a novel in English, in a very long time. But it's important that we do strengthen these reading skills in order to be proficient in the language and be able to eventually write proficiently in English, and especially us as teachers be able to speak it fluently. Okay, and be able to understand and be able to share our knowledge with our students. So continuing with this conversation, with this class subtopic, let me go back to sharing my screen. Let's go to reading comprehension. Okay, so reading comprehension is one of the 4 language skills that language learners must develop to be proficient in the target language. There are 3 main skills, which would be skimming, scanning, and reading for detailed information. Reading for detailed information is the one that, you know, all of these 3 skills were described previously by your coordinator, which Rosalba is the person that is in the videos. Skimming would be reading really quickly just to get the main idea of it. Scanning, which would be to go through the lecture, looking for a specific topic or specific detail, and reading for detailed information would be going thoroughly with the text and understanding and grasping the concept of it. I zoomed this in, but I think I like this way better.
Teacher, I couldn't hear you like 5 or 6 minutes ago. And now I'm on yeah, okay. I want to tell you something.
Sure, go ahead.
Something about my last book that I read.
Okay, go ahead.
I haven't read enough, but I like to read articles about nutrition. You know, something about the people who are very delicate about the GMO.
Okay.
I like to check that kind of articles about the people who is vegan, veggies, all kind of items. I like it, but right now I don't read a book. Just try
Okay.
to learn more about in articles and newspaper or news on TV. I like that.
Good, good. You know, and any piece of information that we get the chance to read, it's just a different way to stimulate our brain. So
Yes, I know.
even if it's not necessarily a book, it does not take away credit from reading articles or any other form of text that we are interested to acquire more knowledge. So thank you, Nancy.
Welcome.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we have skimming, scanning, and reading for detailed information. This is what we have to do. We have to read carefully and pay attention to each word from the text in order to grasp the entire concept of the text that we are trying to understand. Do you have any questions between skimming and scanning? Do you understand the difference between each? Can somebody say yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay, good.
Yes, I do understand it.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so after teaching those skills, teachers can assess learners in different ways. We have reading comprehension questions such as the WH question, which is who, when, where, how, why, true or false questions, among others. We can create a timeline from the text. We can predict the text, and we can also fill in the blanks. So we can have all these these four different activities to help students learn how to manage the comprehension of a text. Have you done these exercises with your students in the past?
No.
Some of them, yeah, but in very, very short text, like one paragraph.
Okay, okay. Okay, so just to give a few simple examples for those that haven't, reading comprehension questions is the most common one. When you have a text and then you have questions, please answer. Who was the main character? Why was the main character upset? When did the story take place? That would be the WH questions. True or false? Is the main protagonist of the story male or female? Sorry, female. And maybe the correct answer is that it was a female. So you have to write true or false. That would be really easy. And you can also have what we would consider in Spanish, the open questions, which you would ask students to give a little bit more on their opinion or something that they concluded after reading that conversation, that piece of reading. Creating a timeline from the text. This would mean that you would actually write a timeline on a board or on a piece of paper, and you would mark with a line the specific and important events of the story or the piece of text that you guys read. For example, if we're talking about something as simple as the three little pigs and the wolf. In Spanish, it's los tres cochinitos. So we would write a timeline, and the first point of our timeline would be the first house that the wolf blew, which was the house made of. Who remembers that story? De que
Wolf.
estaba hecha la casita, huh?
Wood.
The
No?
first one was made of something softer. Well, less consistent. Remember?
I know it in Spanish, but not in English.
You can say it in Spanish, don't worry.
Paja.
This hay.
It was made of hay, exactly. So that would be your first point in your timeline. So the first thing that happened was that the pigs built a house made of hay. And then the wolf came and he blew the house away. The second house, which would be your second point in your timeline, would be the house made of? You just said that one.
Sticks.
Of
Wood.
wood, it's wood or
Wood.
sticks, exactly. So that would be the second point of our timeline. And if you can see, the students are understanding what the story is about. So we have 3 pigs that are apparently they're brothers, and they're not very smart, and they think that they can outsmart a wolf that they're scared of. So they're trying to figure out with empirical experiences which would be the best way to have a house built to protect themselves from the wolf. So this hay didn't work. Point in our timeline number 1. Second point in our timeline is the sticks. It didn't work either. And then we have the third point in our timeline, which would be the third house. What did they make the house of?
Made of bricks.
Bricks.
Of bricks, and that was resistant. And that would be the end of our story. And your students completely understood what the story is about. So that would be the timeline. And predicting would be continuing with that same example. Okay, students, so I don't know, let's imagine we're reading the story. So the first little piggy decided that he was going to build a house out of hay. So he and his brother collected hay and started piling up to make a house. And then the big bad wolf came in and said, "Oh, this is not a strong house. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow the house away." And then you make a pause. And then you ask your class, students, what do you think is going to happen next? I ask you now, students of this ETC course, what do you think is going to happen next with the wolf and the house?
The house will fall down.
Exactly. That's predicting. Very good. That's a very smart and very effective way to have students be creative with their answers and make their brains work and think, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe a student say, well, maybe he's going to burn the house down. I don't know. Some students say funny answers, and that can help you create a new topic of conversation to your students. And maybe you can have a small chat where they can practice conversational skills, and then you can stop that conversation and just go back to continue reading the text. And it's just a great experience for students, and it just makes the class much more fun. And finally, we have one of the most common skills, which would be filling in the blanks. If I just ask you a question, I don't know. Let's go with the pigs again. So I don't know. So let's use the last answer. And the last house the pigs built that was resistant to the wolf was made of blank. Which would be the answer?
Bricks.
Bricks, exactly. Thank you. So that is a very simple other way to help students work and understand their texts. Do you guys have any questions at the moment?
No.
Okay, so let's go with some of the text we have here. Let me zoom this in so you guys can read it. Can you guys see this from the very top? Because I have some things over them.
Miras the king.
There you go. Would anybody like to do the reading for me, please?
Midas the king.
Okay, go ahead, Nancy.
Once upon a time in ancient Greece.
In
there
ancient
was-
Greece.
Ancient?
Ancient,
Ancient Greece.
Very
There
good.
was a king named Midas. He was a rich king with a large palace and a beautiful garden, but he still had a love for gold and wanted to be even richer.
Very good.
One day, Midas saw a satyr in
Satire.
in his rose garden. A satyr was half man, half goat. This satyr was very ill. Midas brought the satyr into his palace and took care of him. A few days later, the satyr became healthy again, and he told Midas that he was friends of Dionysus, the god of wine. Dionysus.
Dionysus, if I'm not mistaken.
Dionysus.
Weird names.
Yes, Dionysus, the good of wine. Dionysus knew that Midas had helped his friends, so he granted Midas a wish. With a love of gold in his heart, Midas wished that everything he touched would become gold. The king went to his garden to try out his new power. Midas touched an apple and it turned into gold, pure gold. He then raised it around his palace and everything he touched became gold. Midas loved his new power.
Very good. Thank you, Nancy.
Welcome.
So we've read, now we should answer the question. What wish did, I'm not sure if it's Midas or Midas. I think it's Midas. I'm going to check that. Ask from Dionysus. Which would be the answer?
The second option, to be able to turn things into gold.
Exactly. So
To be
just by
richer.
reading, exactly. So just by reading this text, we understood that that was what he asked. So that would be a very simple and easy example of reading comprehension. Let's go to example number 2. Who would like to start reading the text?
Me.
Okay, Marco.
Okay. The slumber party. Last weekend, a group of high school girls had a slumber party at Jane's house. You couldn't believe how much drama there was. First, Katie was whispering with Rebecca in the corner. And when the other girls asked what they were talking about, they said they couldn't tell. You're being rude, said Jane. There's no secret keeping allowed at my house, she added. Rebecca needs to say it because it's her secret, Katie told the group. That's not even true, Rebecca retorted. After some arguing, the girls decided to forget about it and play a video game. During the game, however, Melissa randomly started crying. What's wrong? Jane asked, but Melissa wouldn't speak. She just kept pointing at Rebecca. Rebecca said she didn't know why Melissa was upset at her, but then Katie spilled the beans.
Spilt. Sorry.
Spilled the beans. Melissa found out that Rebecca told Connor that Melissa likes him. All the girls in the room gasped. Rebecca, how could you? Elisa yelled. You know Melissa wasn't ready to talk to Connor. Well, Jane was the one who asked Connor to go with her to the prom, Rebecca blurted out. Now the room was in a chaos. This was a secret that nobody knew, and everyone was looking at Jane for explanations. All right, fine, Jane said indignantly as she stood up. I've been friends with Connor since the first grade, and she's not the only person I could think of going to the prom with. Is it so bad to go with the person I want to go with? You and Rebecca could have talked to me first because you knew that I like Connor. I would have been okay with it because I don't even want to go to the prom. Melissa finally spoke up. But it feels like a betrayal to me that neither of you even spoke to me about it. Rebecca finally apologized and told Melissa that she would help her would help her work things out with Connor. Jane was silent for the rest of the night.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to do several questions about this text. Let's go with the first one. That's part of the activity that's already assigned, and we'll do some of them later after this one. So what would be the best answer for this question? Katie fill in the blank, the group that Rebecca needed to share her secret, which would be the right verb. Who would like to answer that?
Well, it's already selected, told.
Thank you very much.
And of course, for the children, we can explain why told and not said.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so let's go with some other questions over here that are not mentioned for the activity. Let's see if you guys understood this longer text.
Okay.
Okay, so who was the host of the slumber party?
Jane.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So Jane was the host.
Mhm.
Very good. We have an expression. There's an expression over here that says, Rebecca said she didn't know why Melissa was upset at her, but then Katie spilled the beans. What does the expression, if you don't know it, you can figure out from the text, from the story. What does the expression spilled the beans, sorry, spill the beans, because this wouldn't be in the past. What does the expression spill the beans mean?
Spread
Say what's on your
information.
mind.
Spread information, and who was the other person?
To say what's on your mind.
Not necessarily, but it's not that far away. It's close. Go ahead.
What you have, you have a secret, and you want to tell you want to tell the person.
It's not necessarily a secret. It just talks about, you gave out the whole information about something, like a gossip
Gossipy
story.
people.
I'm sorry, what?
Gossipy people.
Exactly. Or it could be some other sort of information. It doesn't necessarily has to be gossip, but it's usually for something about gossip. Very good. So we understood that expression. Let me see another one that I saw over here. Okay, and the last question for this story would be, why do you consider Jane was silent for the rest of the night? Just an opinion. Why do you think she was silent?
Because was in love, can be.
Okay, because she is in love with Connor. Okay.
She didn't want to cause a struggle.
Okay, she didn't want to cause more trouble. Very good. Somebody else?
He was
Yes,
feeling
I guess-
embarrassed.
She was feeling embarrassed, uncomfortable. Very good. And somebody else was trying to speak?
I was saying that she was the hosted, and also she has a competition there, and the other competition is going to help, is going to get help. So she's alone, and the others are like a team.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And she was the one who started all of this. That would be my opinion. She was the one that caused all this uncomfortable situation. So she'd rather not speak anymore. Very good, guys. Excellent. Excellent work. Do you guys have any questions so far? Nope.
No.
Okay. So how are we going to do this? Okay, we're not going to split it in rooms because not all of you guys have access to the platform. So we're gonna do this exercise individually, okay? There's two. Number three, no, let's just do the first two.
Speaking
Worksheet.
of the which,
I'm sorry.
how
Go ahead.
how can I get this material or the platform, because I'm trying to, well, I tried to get into the platform in the other cell phone, but I didn't get this material. Is this in the beginning of the meeting, the explanation?
Well, no,
Because-
I just spoke a few like 20 minutes ago to the coordinator, and she asked me to let you know that if you don't have this material, you can get in touch with her. I'm going to write her email in the chat in a few moments. I was just waiting for an opportunity for you guys to go work by yourselves, and then I will give you that information. Just get in touch with Rosalba and let her know what your situation is, and she has to solve that problem for you and give you access to the platform and give you all the material that you need.
Teacher, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
If I have this information, I have to answer and send you again, send you?
Yes, please. I think that
Because it's enough.
I'm not
But
sure.
it seems like this is automatic, isn't it? Because it is online.
Yeah, I know that, but I was asked to give evidence. So I might ask you if you could send me some screenshots. Just let me check that. Okay. So, okay. So before time runs out, we're going to do both worksheets number 8 and number 9. We're going to do this individually. The first story is Clown City. So you have a few questions underneath, which would be, what is the story about? What are the main characters in the story? What do you think will happen next? And worksheet number 9 continues with the story. And you have to put these information in chronological order over here. Okay? If we have time, we can do number 10, but let's just focus on number 8 and number 9. And let's do number 8 first. People that don't have access to the platform, would you like to write the questions before we start the reading? Just write them down on your notebook or on your computer.
Well, I had already read it down, but if
Okay,
I
good. Anybody else needs more time to write down the questions? Okay, I'm scrolling down. Okay, can I go up to the story? Okay, scrolling up, scrolling up. There you go. Okay, guys. Are you guys done? Do you want to go to the next exercise or do you need more time?
I'm okay. I'm already done.
You're, and somebody else that needs more time?
It's okay.
Okay, let's go to the next exercise. Let's go to worksheet number 9. Okay. So you are going to have to do this manually. Let's go. Read this, and when you're done reading, guys, please let me know so that I can zoom in the answers. You know when you finish reading.
Teacher, could you say the third question, please?
For the previous exercise for worksheet 8.
What do you think will happen next?
Yeah, that was the last one. Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a fourth
Is there?
question or not?
No, I think it was only 3.
Okay.
It's 3 only?
I'm pretty sure there were only 3. We will check in a second. When
Okay.
yeah, I don't want to close the reading. I want you guys to be done reading, and then before I open the activity part for this exercise, I will go and double check if there's only 3 questions.
Okay.
Lorena,
Mhm.
could you show me the questions, please, for this activity?
Sure. Guys, are you finished reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's open. Let me just double check over here. We said there were 3 questions, right? Yep. The last one would be what do you think will happen next? Who are the main characters in the story? What is the story about? 3 questions.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go to order the events of Clown City in a chronological order.
Number 1. Number 2. A ver, number 1. Number 4. Number 1.
I think it will be 4, 1, 3, 2.
And 3.
Number 4, number 1, number 3, and number 2. Does everybody agree, or do you have a different answer?
Number 1, number 4, number 2, and 3.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, let's do this. So you said number 4, and then number 1. Sorry, let me see this. So number 4 was Limbo buys flowers for a friend. Okay, and then which one would be this, the next one?
He takes he has breakfast.
He has breakfast. The next one?
He rehearses.
Uh-huh. Or he rehearses an unnamed play, and finally practices his makeup skills. See? Yep, that's the right one.
All bad.
That is the correct order. Very good. Any questions?
No.
Okay, we have time to do number 10. There's still 20 minutes left. Okay. So according to the story you just read, answer true or false for every question. I'm going to read the sentence, and you are going to say if it's true or false, okay?
Okay.
Let's go for number 1. Meredith hates Limbo because he is more talented than her.
False.
True. True.
Okay, Limbo is a caring friend, always thinking about his friend's needs.
True.
True.
Limbo wants to become a circus clown.
No.
False.
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 That was Arnie.
I'm sorry?
That was Arnie, the
Oh.
one who wants to work in the circus.
Mhm. Limbo has breakfast at the clown restaurant, the only place in town where clown attire is out.
False.
False?
False.
Anybody? False? Okay. The
Yes,
library.
false.
Mhm. Very good. The library in Limbo stops by on the outskirts of town. True or false?
False.
True.
False.
True. Number
Yes,
6.
it's
Too much
true.
poetry.
Mhm. Arnie is in love with chocolate. True or false?
True.
True. Partly.
Okay. But she hates because get fat.
It's love hate, but it's okay, you know.
Okay, is it true or false?
True. But she hates because get fat.
True. It is true.
It is true. He loves
I
chocolate.
will take it like true. When it is partially, it's true.
Okay, very good. Limbo says stage fright is the best way to fail on showbiz. True or false?
False.
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 it
I
doesn't say.
remember that part.
One of the proposed titles for Limbo's new play is Clown, I See You.
True.
Does everybody agree?
8. True.
Yeah, the other one was clown, clown, and more clowns.
Okay.
There was the 2 options.
Limbo loves reading as much as Camilla.
True.
True or false?
False.
False. Okay. Number 10, Arnie longs to work forever on theater plays.
Arnie longs
True. It
I,
wants to work.
I'm not fond on the word longs. When
Longs
my bad.
would be a synonym for wants, but he really wants.
Okay, it's false. So
False? Okay. Meredith
he's
is,
stood there, but he doesn't want to.
okay. Meredith is the icon of silly behavior.
True.
True.
True. I remember that she was silly.
Anybody else have a different answer?
True.
True, okay. So we still have 15 minutes left. We're gonna use them before I let you guys leave. Let me just type in Rosalba's email. Yeah, I understand that some of you are on two courses, the OTC and the ETC. Hold on one second.
Teacher, how many days we have to send you these answers?
Well, you're going to send me your work the whole week.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Why am I not being able to see the entire email? Let me see if I can flip this around. Oh, there you go. So Rosalba's email, I'm writing it in the chat, academic.management@oxfordeducation.org.
That's right.
That is Oxford. Oh, I wrote it really. No, Oxford. Sorry. I wrote that incorrectly. This is the correct one. Oxford. I'm missing a D.
Oxford Education.
Oxford. There you go. And yeah, let's go. Let's continue with this. Okay, writing skills, development and assessment. Does any of you have experience writing in English?
I think so.
I'm sorry, Nancy, did you say something?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, what have you written in the past? Letters, huh? What?
It can be a letters,
Okay, letters.
emails.
Okay, anybody else?
The question, I'm sorry.
I was just asking if you have experience, if you have had any experience in the past writing in English.
A note.
Okay. All of these, even if it's a small piece of text, they all have a structure. So it's important that we do know how to write letters, that we do know how to write notes, that we do know how to write emails. It's not only, oh, I wrote a book or I wrote an article in English. It has to be something even as small as a note. That's important.
Essays?
I'm sorry, an essay? Have you written an essay?
Yes, an abstract of the thesis.
Yeah. What was it about?
I don't remember. It was 10 years ago.
But was it in English or in Spanish?
The abstract was in English.
Yeah. But the thesis was in Spanish. Yes. Okay, good. Well, even if it's a small. Yeah, did you say something? No.
Yeah, I write a lot in Spanish, but in English, I don't write anything. But when I was a student, of course, the homeworks, but besides that, I didn't.
Okay, I didn't get the last part because there was some noise. But you were saying that you wrote a lot while you were a student, right?
Yes, as a student, I write in English, but because there was the homework that the teachers gave us, but in Spanish, every day I write something, but I mean, I didn't practice in English.
Okay, good. Okay, well, even if we don't have that much experience writing in Spanish, we do have to accept the fact that in reference to the structure of a text, sorry, let me stop the sharing. Can you see me or can you see the screen?
No, I see you.
Okay, good. Even concerning the structure of a text, it's very similar. So we have the beginning sentence, the body of the text, the closing sentence, etc. It's very similar. So don't be scared of the writing part. It can be intimidating, but it's very important. And I think it's a skill that not everybody has, especially not that very many teachers have it. So if you can develop it, that would be something that would make you an even extra special EFL teacher. So in that order, let's go ahead.
Okay.
It's just going to be the last 10 minutes. Let me zoom out this little part and let's just go for the intro.
Teacher, I have one question.
Sure, go ahead.
Today is the same activity and Friday too? Is the same?
No, we have different things planned for Friday.
Oh, are different than today?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we have 60 hours and we have 3 different sections and every section has different topics. And we're starting with section number 1 today.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm late today and
Oh.
you started 10 minutes before?
No, actually, I had an issue with the computer as well, and I logged in at 4. Well, that was my 4. I'm not sure exactly what time was it. I think it's 5.
Here in my email was 6 to 8. So this Friday it's gonna be 5 to 8 or 6 to 8.
I'm teaching the ETC. I have from 5 to 7. Sorry, from 4 to 7. 4 to 7. I have 3 hours a day.
Okay.
And I know that there's another course that's only 2 hours. That would be from 6 to 8 or 5 to 7. I'm not sure. I chose the one that had more hours.
Okay.
It's from 5 to 8, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm in Sonora, so my time.
Okay.
That's
I forgot to ask
different
that.
hour. No?
I was pretty sure that you are not here in the
I
central
thought you
part
guys
of
knew.
Mexico.
I thought you guys knew that I was someplace else. Yeah, because when you speak about all this school in Colima, and I'm like, I've never been to Colima. Sorry.
You should be.
Okay, so let's just use the last 9 minutes of our class, and I'm gonna let you guys go so we make the most out of these 60 hours that we have for this week. So writing skills development and assessment. La 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 la. Let's go ahead.
Hi, let's continue with the writing skills development and assessment. The most important aspect when developing writing skills is to make it interesting for learners. Teachers should always consider the learner's interest to give them a topic that will be attractive for them and that they're going to be interested in doing the activity. For example, if they work in journalism, they may want to learn how to write articles. On the other hand, if the learners are university students, they're going to know how to write. They're going to need how to write essays, right? That's what they want to know. So whenever we start assessing writing, we're always going to focus on one aspect. For example, if they're going to write about their day, the teacher could only check punctuation or the verb tense. This has other advantages as well. For example, it makes students concentrate on a particular aspect and it cuts down on the correction. Also, we always should have peer assessment. When learners assess each other, they're also practicing and using their knowledge to see and verify how the text should be. We should also have written symbols. Include, for example, WO, which refers to word order, and S when it refers to spelling, or a VT if you're referring to the verb tense. Underlining the words or sentences and just writing this letter next to them, it's going to be less frightening for learners instead of looking at, cross. So let's go on and read and look at some examples that we have for you.
Okay, let's go ahead. So the most important aspect when developing writing skills is making it interesting for learners. Teachers should always consider learners' interests to give them a topic that will be attractive for them and be interested in doing the activity. Same thing as reading. People don't want to read anymore. They don't want to write either. So how do you make them get into this activity? choose a subject that they're interested in, that they're knowledgeable about. For example, if they work in journalism, they might want to learn how to write articles. On the other hand, if the learners are university students, they will need to know how to write essays.
Mhm.
Continuing. We're going to focus, to assess the writing, we're going to have to be focusing on one aspect. For example, if they're going to write about their day, the teacher could only check punctuation or the verb tense. This has some other advantages as well. As Harmer said, it makes students concentrate on that particular aspect, and it's cut down on the correction. Instead of checking the entire text for mistakes or for mispunctuation or anything, you could choose one subject. Maybe, as it says here, check the verb tense. Tell the students, we're going to write something in the past tense. So make sure that your verbs are mostly, except if it's needed for any, I don't know, different sentence, it happens that you might need to change a tense once or twice in a paragraph. Just make sure that your verbs are in the correct tense and that they're spelled correctly. So that could be what you're checking instead of checking everything that there is to check on a writing essay. Pair assessment. When learners assess each other, they're also practicing and using their knowledge to verify how the text should be. So you can have students in groups, in pairs, have them exchange their papers and have one student check another student's writing instead of you doing it yourself. So this way, the student can learn how well they dominate whatever subject they're talking about and how well they know the grammar and the correct form of writing this particular thing that we're working on. And finally, the written symbols, which would include WO, for example, for word order, or S, which refers to spelling, VT, which refers to verb tense. Underlining the words or sentence and just writing these letters next to them, makes it less frightening for learners, especially if we don't use red pens. I think when you're checking, when you're editing and you're checking a text and you use a red pen and it just looks like a cemetery of crosses in red, blood red, I think it's a very intimidating and disencouraging situation for students. So we have this option in English of using different techniques and words and phrases to correct without having it being so scary to students. And I add the suggestion of using a color that is not as, intimidating as red. Have you had that experience when you get a homework or an exam or anything back and it's just completely red and you just feel so bad? Has that happened to any of you?
A lot of times.
Yes.
Huh? Yeah, a lot of times, yes.
Yeah,
It's
but in the past as a student,
exactly.
only as a student, because I love to clap them every single time,
Okay.
and they are doing it well. So it doesn't matter if it is a blue, red, or color. I am always trying to say them that encourage them.
Exactly. Very good. Yeah, and it's not that only of the color that we use. I just remember feeling and having students tell me, like, I don't know, for some reason when you check the papers on red, it just feels like I did really wrong. And just, I remember that suggestion. Okay, guys, so we're done for today. Do you guys have any questions, any comments, something that you would like to add?
Yeah, Lorena, I would like to ask you something.
Sure.
Which will be the word that we should send it?
Okay.
Which will be the word that we should send to you?
Your homeworks?
The exercises, the
Okay.
worksheets.
Item 9.
If you don't have the platform yet, if you could send me screenshots, or if you can send me a photo of what you did, just, you know, a photo from your cell phone, or if you did a Word document, whatever you did, just send it to my email, and that would work perfectly for me. I know that you're going to submit the material once you're in the platform, but screenshots help me a lot to turn in the evidence.
Teacher, I did it in my notebook, but it's a mess.
That's fine.
It's correct.
Exactly. As long as you understand it and you send me an evidence that you were working, then that's perfect.
It's a mess, teacher.
It's okay, don't worry, we're not gonna judge that.
What's your email address?
I wrote it down on the
Okay.
chat,
Okay.
just making sure that you guys saw it. So academic.management@oxfordeducation.org is Rosalba's email. Get in touch with her if you don't have access to your platform and you need material. She will help you with that. And my email, I'm trying to scroll this up. My email is over here. Where is my email? I'm just gonna write it again because
Thank you.
I am not fond of my laptop for some reason. It's just, the trackpad is just so annoying. Okay, so it's Lorena.Salido, which is my last name, and an A at the end, which would be my second last name. I'm Alvarez. And that would be @gmail.com. There you go. Okay. So guys, did you like the class? Did you enjoy it? Any suggestions? Do you think I speak too fast?
No, it's okay. Teacher, so I have a question. So you are in Sonora right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have one different of hours. So it's
Yeah.
suppose I get late because in my email says 6 to 8. So it's supposed this Friday it's gonna be 5 to 8 to 7 in your hour.
Yeah, I don't know. I was told that I was going to teach 3 hours Monday through Friday this week. So I
Okay.
think that you have to check that, because I do remember that they told me, and there's this other course, I think it was the OOTC, that was 2 hours. And I said, no, I want the 3-hour one.
Yes, I have
Just check.
other kind of emails, so
Okay,
that's why.
just check that with Rosalba, and anything else, just email me. Okay, guys?
Okay,
Well, thank you.
this Friday.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. See you
Thank you.
tomorrow at 4 for me. And I hope you have a nice evening. Get some rest and get your work
Teacher,
done.
tomorrow or this Friday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
So
check with Rosalba, because I think that you have a different.
It is all the week.
It's all week. Monday.
Okay, so I have to ask a permission in my school because I work at afternoons too.
Yeah, just check that and let me know if you have any issues. Okay.
Okay, thank you for
Thank you,
the
guys. See
advice. Thank you.
tomorrow.
Good night,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, teacher Lorena.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
See
See you
you.
Tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Guys, let me stop the recording.